faith, hope, love.
Sharing Christ's love. 3 simple words. It's our mission statement at First Lutheran. Sharing Christ's love. It's easy to say, it's easy to remember, but not always easy to do. So how do we share Christ's love? It begins by counting our blessings, both individual and as a church.
Grace.
I think grace can be experienced in many, many ways, especially here at First, through sacraments, through the Word, preaching, teaching, singing. God's grace comes through in many ways.
Holy Communion.
Holy Communion here in this church is, it's amazing. And as we were serving communion, we had some friends. They came up and they didn't come with their arms crossed asking for a blessing. They came with their hands out. So we were able to offer them communion in our church, and that was an awesome experience. I think it just proves what our church is all about. We're open to everybody. Communion is God's table, and it's for everyone. The sacraments are not denied to anybody.
Service.
We have 3 distinctly different worship services, but they are the same in that we always have Word and Sacrament. And so every service that you come to, there's Word and there's Sacrament, and those are the most important things, and they are the constant things in all 3 services. Saturday night worship is informal. People come as they are in whatever they've had on during the day, or if they've got out of the garden or out of the field or whatever. It's very relaxed and informal. It's spoken liturgy, a couple of hymns, and it's very intimate. It's in the fellowship room, and people really just enjoy the community. There's coffee, there's cookies. It's a very warm, informal service. Sunday morning at 8:30 is a traditional service for people who like the more traditional things. The liturgy from the ELW, the hymns, the organ, the sanctuary choir leads worship at that service. The bell choir plays at that service. We have special music. Just a little bit more of a formal service. And then at 10 o'clock we have our contemporary service, and that is all praise music led by praise teams. And we have a variety of praise teams. We have high school youth that sing. We have adults that sing. So whatever kind of music that you like, or whatever time of day that you like to come to church, or whatever sort of feeling that you like, there's really something for everyone.
Fellowship.
We open our doors to everybody. Our fellowship hall is open to any organization that wants to use it. It's used all the time. The hospital uses it, the auxiliary uses it, the sports banquet. Our doors are open all the time, as is our service.
I went through youth group and graduated, and now this year I've started helping to teach youth group. And it's a lot of fun because you're more with kids you're closer to my own age. But it's really cool to share my faith with them and see them growing as well, because they can apply it more to their lives.
And I started in September as a teacher for Faith Time. When I was approached to be a teacher, Melinda had said to me, "How would you like to be the 5th and 6th grade teacher?" So I did, and it has been amazing. I have learned a lot from the kids. I always say I get more from them than they're getting from me. I lead their discussions, but they carry the discussions.
And snack time is very hectic. The kids come in, they sign in, they go play games or do crafts, and they're everywhere. It's so fun to talk to them and hear what they have to say about or see their faith their faith growing right in front of you. It's really cool.
One of the neat reach out has been our preschool. And I think that's another way we reach out in the community. It's well received. We always have lots of kids come here. We have wonderful teachers.
It's all the adults are reaching out to the little kids, and we're sharing our faith with them to help their faith grow. And in the end, we are sharing Christ's love by showing them what our faith is.
Spirit.
We have so many different organizations that use this church, and not only our church, but especially for the funeral luncheons. We have had so many people that have been here for the first time or been here several times, and they keep saying, oh, I always love to come back to First Lutheran. We always have a Christmas dinner here too, and everybody's welcome to come to that one, and they always like to come because it's such a nice facility. It's all on one level for the people to come, and they like that too.
We have a men in mission group that also is kind of a ministry to the church, but as a group we said the first Sunday of every month is a Sunday that we're going to fresh bake cinnamon rolls. So it usually takes a couple volunteers, and we get those fired up so the smell starts to go up about partway through the service into the sanctuary, and folks really love that.
About 4 years ago, we established a Veterans Memorial Garden out here with a flagpole, and it's the neatest tribute to our veterans, both alive and deceased veterans. So then we thought, if we're doing that, we really need to have a day to show our appreciation to the veterans of our church. So last year was our first year of having a brunch, and we sent out 40 invitations to the veterans of our church, and I think we had 28 that came, and we were really happy with that.
I help with the funeral ministry. I have a book club that I organize that I'm here with once a month. Communion assistant, usher, greeter, faith time meals. So I think it's influenced my life that it's surrounded me with people who have the same interests as I do, who are here because they want to be, because they love this church.
Family.
When we first started coming to church here, we were approached by many people during the sign of peace, before church, after church. There was always at least one person who turned around, welcomed us, knew us, said, are you new here, are you visiting, and kind of wanted to know a little bit of our story. So every week we felt welcomed, and there are still, we will go to all 3 services. There are still times when we'll run into someone who we haven't met before that may say, are you new here? Which is very nice. We've always felt very welcome.
I know that what makes me feel good is that they're going to bring back the old altar up in front there, which is going to be nice. And they're going to have the pews redone, which are our original pews. And I think it's wonderful that we are going to upgrade and beautify our church more, I guess I would say. But I still think they're going to keep some of the old with us too. So I think it's going to be very exciting to see it all renovated and nice new pews.
The first time that we came to First Lutheran, there was a Christian singer here, and we sat up in the balcony trying to be inconspicuous, and ended up, the church was packed with people. My son, who was in kindergarten at the time, absolutely loved the singer, and after church told us we absolutely had to come back here because it was so much fun, and he enjoyed it so much. And my husband and I were greeted by so many people that we knew that we needed to come back.
you know, it's not only me and my family, but I look at other members that worshiping with me in the congregation, and I can remember their parents, and I can remember their grandparents, and even some of their great-grandparents. And it's important to me because I think every time I walk into this church, especially the sanctuary, I think about them, and I think about the people that went before me, and from my family and from my friends' families that were part of this congregation, and I knew that they made this a rock-solid congregation, and I'm hoping that we're keeping that, doing the same thing in our generation, and leading the future generations to make this church as important to them and to me as it was to my ancestors who were a part of this church also.
These are the blessings we share at First Lutheran. Come and see. That's a direct quote from Jesus, his lasting invitation. We are trying to make it our invitation too. Come and see. Come and share our blessings. Come and share opportunities. Come and see how we share Christ's love.